Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the Cray class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. Keep in mind, like I always say in these episodes of DNA Saturday, at any point you can go back, pause the video, and get a very good look at that Cray class, but keep in mind I will be talking about the Cray class periodically throughout this video. This gameplay is pretty nice. It was sent in by a guy that goes by the name of Rethio, which if you guys were a fan of Chem Strike Saturday last year during Call of Duty Ghost, you'll probably recognize that name. He was featured quite a bit, and he's making a return here in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare with a very nice DNA bomb running around with the SAC-3s, the akimbo on the SMGs here on the map Comeback. In my opinion, one of the better maps in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and in fact, it was actually the map that was used in the double XP playlist that happened last weekend? Maybe two? No, it had to have been last weekend, right? I don't want to mix this up. I'm pretty sure it was last weekend. But yeah, this was actually voted for by the community as like the best map in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, in which they would want to have a 24/7 playlist of it, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I said time and time again that this is one of the better maps in the game, and I thought it's one of those maps that people are really going to enjoy. And when we look back on Advanced Warfare a few years from now, we're going to look back at Comeback and think, yeah, that was a really good map. I want Comeback, right? And when the next Sledgehammer game comes out, we're going to be like, bring back Comeback, reimagine Comeback. Like, we're going to think it's a good map. It's a very, very nice original map, which we don't see a whole lot of those over the past couple Call of Duty games, to be perfectly honest. So it's definitely nice to see a map like this end up coming out. What's going on in this gameplay is basically he's doing the opposite of what I do when I play on Comeback. So usually when you see gameplay from me when I'm playing on Comeback, I will run and defend the B flag, right? If it's domination, I try to defend the B flag to the best of my ability. That's what I like to do, right? I have a whole lot of fun with it. I'm always trying to chase that Magic Dragon, which is the broken scoreboard game. Like basically it goes up to 9,999 score, and then it doesn't show you any more score after that. Like the scoreboard kind of caps out for you. I keep trying to get that, and I feel as though the closest I'm ever going to get is actually playing domination on this map. I've actually gotten like 9,200. I've gotten like 8,900 a couple times, somewhere in that range. I've gotten close to it on a handful of times, but I've never actually gotten up to there. And usually when I do it, I'm playing domination here on Comeback. I go into the B flag and I just like dominate in there. Like I try and kill everybody. I try and get as many defense as possible. I'm using like a trophy system. I'm throwing stun grenades and trying to get as many assists as possible as well. I got 36 assists in one game. That's how I like to play this map. That's not what he's doing in this gameplay though. He's actually going to be, for the most part, defending the C flag, which is definitely pretty smart if you think about it. Like on this map, it's very small. I think we've played enough Comeback, especially with that 24/7 playlist. I think we all know that in domination on Comeback, the flags change hands very quickly. So if you can try to defend the flag, your chances are have a bunch of people coming at you. You're going to have all the traffic really kind of come to you rather than you running around looking for the traffic, and because of that, you can end up getting quite a lot of kills. And that's what you see him do throughout the entirety of this gameplay. Let's go ahead and start talking about the Cray class. The Cray class, what are we doing here? What are we doing here to make the SAC-3s a little bit better? Because keep in mind, I started using the SAC-3s during the Comeback 24/7 playlist. I was having a whole lot of fun with him as well, so let's try and compare what I do compared to what he does with his Cray class. First and foremost, using the SAC-3, basic normal SAC-3, no fancy upgrades, no fancy weapon variant or nothing like that, just a SAC-3 with the laser sight, which laser sight, once you unlock it, which you will unlock it very, very quickly, it's an attachment you need. It's an attachment you need to have on this gun all the time. The moment you get it, keep it on there all the time, because it's a hip-fire only weapon, right? Why would you not want the one attachment that makes your hip-fire more accurate, right? It makes sense. So he's using laser sight, and that's the only attachment on a basic stock SAC-3 submachine gun. So that's interesting. He's also for perk 1 and as well as perk 3. He's pretty much loaded up. He's got 5 perks total on this class. He's running around with low profile and flak jacket, which flak jacket, very useful. Keep in mind, very, very, very useful when you're playing on Comeback, as well as low profile, just a standard perk that most people run just about all their classes. He's got blind eye, very, very good perk. I don't think anyone will deny. As well, wow, that was a rhyme. I didn't mean for it to be. He's got, for perk 3, he's got toughness as well as scavenger, which I gotta say, and as I'm looking at the kill feed right now, there's somebody on the other team that's just killing themselves over and over, which is really annoying when people do that, trying to reverse boost, right? Hope that kid gets banned. But I gotta say, I made a video saying that I believe Blast Pressure is the best perk in Advanced Warfare, and to some extent, I still think that that's true, right? I still think that's true. But I have been finding myself swapping out my third perks a lot more lately, because the third perks, they're really the best perks in the game, right? It seems to me like all the best perks are in the perk 3 category. You look at the fact that toughness is in there, and blast suppressor, and scavenger, and hardline. Like, you look at these perks, and hardwired even. Like, if you're in one of those lobbies where you're getting system hacked all the time, you're going to want to use hardwired as well, right? So you just can't, because there's so many other good tier 3 perks, whereas you look at, like, perk 1, basically low profile. It's all you ever really need to use. Or perk 2, goodness gracious, there's nothing really necessary in perk 2, aside from maybe blind eye, right? That kind of idea. All the good stuff seems to be in perk 3. So because I'm actually experimenting a bit more, and I have been running some classes without blast suppressor, I have been running some classes without toughness. I'm trying out to use hardline on there. I'm trying to use like hardwired on there and things like that. So I'm definitely experimenting a whole lot more with it. Whereas before, whenever we'd see these cray classes on DNA Saturday, it's like, how do you even do this? This doesn't make sense. I'll be honest though, I'm still yet to run Scavenger on any of my classes. I don't think it's necessary at all, but he does have that on this class using Scavenger, so you can pick up more ammo. But you gotta keep in mind, if you plan on going on like a 30 kill streak, right, using the SAC-3s, you're going to need Scavenger because you will be running out of ammo. These guns will burn through ammo ridiculously quickly by the very nature of the weapon. They're a hip-fire only submachine gun that you're just like spraying back and forth, and while you may get kills quickly, you're still going to be missing a whole lot because it's an akimbo only submachine gun. You're not going to be hitting every single bullet on target like you may be able to if you're using like a submachine gun that you can ADS with and really kind of pick your shots, right? You're just kind of spraying and praying. That's the very nature of this. So if you want to be able to keep using this same gun, of course, go ahead and start using Scavenger. But when I play, I never actually try for DNA bombs or anything like that. When I play, I just try to get as many points as possible, get as many kills as possible, and try and help my team win. Right there is where we actually pick up the DNA bomb. Very nice to you, Mr. Rethio. Very nice. But back to what I was saying, I don't feel as though Scavenger is very necessary with a play style that I have, whereas if I run out of ammo on a gun, I'll pick up another one. You know, that kind of idea. But if you're going for a DNA bomb with one specific weapon, at that point, you're definitely going to want to have something like Scavenger on there, like we see in this gameplay. But yeah, that was very, very nice. Very nice overall gameplay, in my opinion. It was definitely nice to see somebody running around with the SAC-3s right there. A little bit of weapon variety. You don't see them a whole lot. You really don't. But they are fun. They are accurate. And if it's a small to a medium-sized map, like we see here with Comeback, if it's a map of that size, they're definitely a very, very viable weapon. I tried them out a whole lot. I got a bunch of kills with them this past Prestige, and yeah, they're definitely very viable. Whereas before I really gave them a big chance, I really wanted to try them out, I really kind of wrote them off as a gimmick weapon, and because of that, I never really got to try them too much. When I actually tried them, though, especially in the Comeback 24/7 playlist, I had a whole lot of fun with them because they are very powerful, and you can just take out people very, very easily. But right there, we see the final score, a final score of 52 kills, as well as 5 deaths, and of course, the best part of it, the fact that we got a DNA bomb here running around the akimbo SAC-3 submachine guns. Well, thank you to Mr. Horatio for sending that in. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves, and if you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, watch the video that's on your screen right now. I'm telling you guys, watch that video. Watch it. There's so many submissions that people send me. They don't title their message whatsoever. They don't put timestamps in there at all. They don't really do anything. They don't follow any of the rules in there, and they wonder why I don't even watch their video. I don't even take the time to... I barely read their message because they send it in there, and they don't have timestamps or anything in there. It's just really confusing, really annoying, especially when I have so many things to go through every single week. So watch that video. You can click the annotation on your screen. It'll open up in a brand new tab for you, as well as there's a link in the video description that will also open up in a new tab. It'll take you to that video, and you can watch it and learn everything you need to know about submitting your stuff for DNA Saturday. If you guys had to go ahead and check out Mr. Horatio, you can find him over at youtube.com/Horatio, which is interesting because I remember back during Chem Strike Saturday, he would submit his gameplay stuff. I would never know how to pronounce his name until he basically like spelled it out like layer for layer for me how to pronounce his name. It's pronounced Horatio. That is how you pronounce his name. But yes, he's featured quite a bit last year with Chem Strike Saturday, and it's nice to see him making a return here of DNA Saturday. Over on his YouTube channel, he posts a lot of Call of Duty and has a nice variety of videos. He posts short, funny clips. He does weapon guides. He has Cray class guides. He has crazy gameplay. Like recently, he posted up a 90-3 double DNA bomb. He has a no perk DNA bomb, as well as he does commentary on all of his stuff, and he has a pretty funny accent. I like the accent. I gotta say, I'm definitely a big fan of the accent. But yes, he's a nice and upcoming YouTube channel. It's definitely nice to see people like him that are actually making a strive towards YouTube. They're posting pretty consistently. They're making videos that people want to find. They're making guides. They're trying to engage with their subscribers as much as possible. It's definitely a very nice channel, and right now he's just over 600 subscribers, so he's still under 1,000. I'd like to see him be able to get up to 1,000 here in the relatively near future, so hopefully you guys will all go over there and give him a look. He definitely has a very, very nice YouTube channel. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episodes of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.